Hello everybody, I'm Cody Van Rensburg, and today I'll be interviewing a brave man named Percy Herbert Cherry, who was the captain of the 26th Infantry Battalion. But let's start with, what was life before the war?
Well, my life before the war was ordinary, I would say. I was born on the 4th of June 1895 in Australia at Victoria, Drysdale. I moved to Tasmania at the age of 7 with my family, and we took up an apple orchard, which I became an expert apple packer. I was also a skilled rifle shot and member of the Franklin Rowing Club.
The rifle would came in handy. Is that why you enlisted?
Not really. I enlisted in 1915 after the war had already broken out. I saw young men enlisting, and with the campaigning, I felt it would be an honour to fight for my country.
What was the training process like? Was it difficult?
Yeah, a typical day of training at the war camp would be really difficult, and a matter of fact, it was always cold, wet, and muddy.
What role did you have in World War One?
On the 26th of March 1917, my battalion, the 26th Australian Infantry Battalion, was ordered to capture the village of Langnicourt, and my company had the task of sweeping into the village. There was strong enemy opposition, and soon all of the officers in the company became casualties. I organised machine gun and bombing parties, sent back frequent reports of progress, and when wounded later in action, I refused to leave my post.
What was life like in the trenches?
A typical day in the trenches was horrible. We would wake up half an hour before daylight. There would be bacon and tea for breakfast. After, we would clean ourselves, our weapons, and tie the trench. Later that afternoon, we would have dinner, then we got some downtime. Then from 6:30 p.m. we would work all night doing patrols, digging trenches, putting out barbed wire, getting stores, and there would be a replacement of unit soldiers every 5 days. And we only got very little sleep those nights. That made my next day a misery. The trenches could be very muddy and smelly too. There were many dead bodies buried nearby, and the latrine sometimes overflowed into the trenches. Millions of rats infested the trenches, and some grew as big as cats. There was also a big problem with the lice that tormented the soldiers on a daily basis. The last point I've got about the trenches is that there are loads of diseases, especially trench foot and dysentery, which are the worst. Trench foot is caused by your feet being wet for a long period and it starts to rot. You will have to get it amputated. Where dysentery results in blood and mucus forming, turning into severe diarrhea.
What was communication with people out of the war like?
Despite being so far away, there were ways for myself and the soldiers on the front line to get in touch with loved ones back at home. In Britain, the post office works hard to quickly deliver letters back and forth to the army. On the front line, soldiers even had their own postal system.
How did the soldiers entertain themselves?
Life in trenches could be quite boring. The soldiers and I played cards and dice. We played board games such as chess and checkers. We sang and told stories, and we would watch regimental bands when they would put on concerts. When we got to go into the town, we might be able to take in a show. Of course, armies always attract attention.
What awards did you receive and why?
I never learned the honours bestowed upon myself, but I got awarded the Military Cross and the Victoria Cross for Langnicourt.
What was a highlight of the war?
Although war is not a good thing or good place to be, there are still highlights such as when our letters arrived, dinner, and socialising with the others.
What was your life like after the war?
I don't think all my men in the battle line will make it out of the war. I don't think I'll make it out either. I had a dream that it was late in the afternoon and I was defending my territory when suddenly a single shell killed me instantly. I woke up after that dream straight away.
So there you go, guys. Now you know what life at war was like and how cruel it was. I'm Cody Van Rensburg, and good night.